Hi, this is Jumi,
And this is Catherine,
and welcome to the Rabideau Law.
Business Law Show.
On the show, Catherine and Jumi discuss everyday business law questions and issues that come their way with the aim to simplify and enlighten. This is a 4-part series show. Information shared on the show does not constitute legal advice.
Good morning, Jumi. How are you today?
Hi, Catherine. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good, good.
So I asked you to meet with me today because I've had some business owners lately asking about minute books. What is a minute book and whether or not they actually need to have a minute book.
And that's a good question. I think that's a question we get a lot. Remember, Catherine, we've discussed this also before that our clients, the questions about minute book and all that. But it's really important to know what's a minute book. A minute book, in the simplest explanation for it, is a binder that contains all the corporate records of a corporation, from incorporation till dissolution. That's if you ever dissolve the corporation. If the corporation was incorporated in 1995, for example, you should have a minute book that has all your annual resolutions, your annual returns. It will have your articles of incorporation for sure. If there was an amendment, maybe to the corporate name, thereabout, you have it in the minute book. It has your shareholders ledger, your shareholders registered, the officers of the corporation would be there. Already I'm talking about what we have in the minute book, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it is a binder that contains all your corporate record from incorporation to dissolution, or from incorporation till date. I think that's a better.
Right.
But I think a question that our clients also ask, apart from what's a minute book and what's in a minute book, is what are the benefits of a minute book?
Yeah.
And I always believe in that question, like, what's the why? Why do I need a minute book?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Maybe I should start that the first thing is that once you have a business corporation, the law requires you. That's the Business Corporations Act, Ontario, and the Canada Business Corporations Act, which are the laws that guard businesses in Canada. They require you to have the corporate minute book. That's number one. Right?
Yeah,
so if you don't have it, it's the law, exactly. If you don't have it, then you're not in compliance with the law. Other benefits, we can discuss that. If you have a corporate minute book, let's talk about lenders.
Yeah.
Coming up, right?
Yeah, your lender is going to want, you need money for a certain transaction. You go to your bank or your lender, they're going to want to see that your corporate documents are up to date. Correct. They want to know who can sign on behalf of the company. All that information is in your minute book. They want to know who owns this company, who are the shareholders of this company. So they want to see that everything is up to date.
Right.
Same thing if you want to sell your company. Yeah. Purchasers want to see this minute book, this company is organized, everything is up to date. I think
they've been doing their filings.
They're doing their annual filings. The corporation's not going to be involuntarily dissolved on me, or the government's not going to say your corporate minute book's not up to date or your annual filings aren't up to date. A purchaser of your company is going to want to see a very well taken care of minute book. Correct.
And I always see the minute book like the story of the corporation.
Yeah.
Right? From incorporation, if a lender or an investor or other angel or equity investor or a purchaser, like you just mentioned, they want to have a deal, transaction on the table. They want to see the minute book. They want to see your story. After you got incorporated, how many loans have you gotten? How many shareholders? Who have been the shareholders? They want to do searches on your directors, right? If your minute book is not updated, they can't do that. So those are the benefits of having an updated minute book. Yeah. Another benefit, one, we've talked about, it's the law that you keep it updated. We talk about your transactions. A deal can be off the table. just because of
Not
no corporate records.
exactly. Not
How sad,
records,
right?
not any records.
Any records.
Yeah.
And not that we can't rebuild, we can rebuild, but we can rebuild a minute book for you, but it's usually costly. Imagine if your corporation was incorporated and I've worked with such people in the past, where the corporation was incorporated in 1978. And imagine if no records exist. So
Yeah.
you now have to dig up files, documents here and there, and it's costly, it's time wasting, right? So it's always better to just, before a deal comes to the table for you. And I know some business owners will they say, no, I will never sell my corporation.
Yeah.
But then someone comes in and offers them this fantastic figure, and you're like, I want to sell.
Yeah.
But the investor or the purchaser says, where are your records? Where are your financial statements? Where is this? Where is that?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Exactly.
So it's really important to have an updated minute book and all that.
Yeah.
Right. I think another thing we need to discuss is what do we see in practice? Do people really keep an updated minute book?
It's a lot of business owners don't have time. They don't have time to worry about the minute book. They're thinking about the day-to-day business activities. They're thinking about the big picture, all the other things that the corporation is doing. And they don't have time a lot of the times to even think about, are my annual resolutions up to date, or did I do my annual filing? Which is another thing. Accountants used to do the corporate annual filing with the ministry along with the tax return. But I know in Ontario, and I also think in federal law, they changed that so that the accountants are not filing the corporation's annual return with the tax return. Now that is the responsibility of the corporation owner.
Correct.
And oftentimes that becomes the responsibility of the lawyers.
Yeah, if they give it to the lawyer.
If they give the instructions to the lawyer.
Yes.
Now we would be the ones that would be filing that annual return.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and if you don't file your annual returns, again, involuntary dissolution. After 2 years, the ministry can send you that notice, and then eventually that will be done. So, we've discussed already what a minute book is, the benefits of having an updated minute book. We've talked about your lenders wanting to check it, whether it's a bank, credit union, or all that. Your investors, nobody wants to invest in a dead business. They want to know that your business has been well, organized and everything. The purchasers, if someone is bringing a beautiful deal to you, you don't want it to fall off the table just because you didn't put your house in order, right? And then we're talking about annual resolutions, annual returns, right? The possibility of dissolution of a corporation if it's not filing its annual returns every year on a yearly basis. So we've talked about all that, and we've discussed, and we've seen that something that really worked, that has worked for us here at Rabideau Law, is having a virtual minute book.
Yeah.
And if we're going to just discuss briefly about virtual minute book, we'll say, what's a virtual minute book?
Yes, what is a virtual minute book?
Yeah.
So a virtual minute book is exactly a minute book, but all the documents are kept online.
Absolutely.
Your software, and business owners are able to access all of their documents online.
Correct. Yeah.
It's at the tip of their fingertips. They can access from their phones, from their tablets, from their computers at home. They can download and print documents. They can give access to other people, such as their accountants, their bank.
Absolutely. And it's just like we're taking the responsibility off of the business owners. So the business owner, like we mentioned earlier, they are concerned with the day-to-day running of the business, and rightly so, right? We can say they're concerned with the substantive.
Yeah.
They don't have time for the procedural. And that's where, the virtual minute book comes in to do that. It's almost like we're taking the responsibility off of them, and we get that done. We file the annual report, annual returns on their behalf, the annual resolutions, which is also the law that you do it on a yearly basis. Make sure that the corporate shareholders register, ledgers, the share certificates, everything is in place. You have an article. We sometimes have corporations that they say they don't have an article of incorporation, right?
Yeah.
There's a possibility we know how to get that out and make sure it's in the virtual minute book.
Yeah.
I think another beauty of that is that you can just go, as long as you have internet, you can go and view your documents. You can download your documents and you can grant access to the stakeholders to view or download documents.
Yeah. For example, if you're trying to get some money on your corporation's account, you're trying to get a loan or something like that, and your bank says, I need to see an updated shareholders register. I need to see your current articles of incorporation, something like that. You, while you're at the bank, can get that documentation on your phone,
right,
and email it. You can show it to your financial advisor at the bank. You can email that document to them. You can give them access to your virtual minute book specifically for those documents.
Right.
And it's easy. You don't have to call the law firm and say, can you scan my document in and send it to me? It's instantaneous.
Yeah, absolutely. And, not that we even mind the calling. I think the bad part is when you don't have any updated, and then we have to look through the years to see, okay, this corporation was incorporated in 1978.
Yeah.
The shareholder 1978 to 79, and then 1982. Or, the virtual minute book, you're sure that those things, so that's one less thing to think about. Yeah. So maybe we should summarize after making.
Well, I also wanted to say, because so this is a minute book, a typical minute book, and they're quite large.
Okay.
They look fancy, but they take up a lot of room. Yeah. And some companies can have 3 or 4 minute books just for one corporation. And if you own multiple corporations, you could have, up to 10 of these in your office or in your home, just taking up space. And so I feel that with a virtual minute book, you don't have to worry about having so much clutter and these books taking up space.
Very correct. Yeah. Okay, so let me summarize everything we've discussed. We talked about minute book. That is a binder that contains updated corporate records for your corporation. It is the law that every business corporation have a minute book. It's the law, business laws in Ontario, business laws in Canada. So whether you're incorporated federally or provincially, you should have an updated minute book.
Yeah.
Talk about the benefits of your minute book. For example, if you have to get a loan from the bank, most times the bank wants to review your minute book, or once your shareholders register, whether it's a bank or credit union or whatever. Sometimes you have investors, whether private or equity investors, they want to angel or equity rather, they want to see your minute book before investing. You would have an updated minute book. Then purchasers, if a beautiful deal comes to your table, they want to see what are we dealing, what are we walking into? We want to buy this
corporate. What am I purchasing?
What am I purchasing? It's your minute book that has all your story. And it's very easy for a deal to fall off the table if the minute book is not updated. And we've seen that one solution to having, because most business owners don't have the time, one solution to having an updated minute book is to go virtual. And not just any virtual, of course, virtual with us, we have a way that we put things in order that has worked for our clients and all that, where we're sure that we're filing your annual resolutions every year, filing your annual return every year. Preparing your annual resolutions and filing your annual returns. Any changes in your corporation, we're doing that. Making sure that all your ledgers and registers are updated. We're doing that too. When you have a deal or when you have an audit, you have it all set and ready to go. And above every other thing, you're in compliance with the law.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think we've
We
done
found it.
justice to this, right?
Yeah, we have, Jumi. We have. Thank you for all the information and
Thank you,
answering
Catherine.
my questions. And I'll probably come see you in your office in a little bit.
Yes, I'll be waiting.
Sure.
All right.
All
Okay, talk
right.
to you soon. All
Thanks,
right.
Jumi.
Yeah. Thanks,
Bye.
Catherine. Bye.